Hi guys, welcome to PS Pro, and in this tutorial I'm just going to quickly show you the erase tool. Now the eraser tool is a really handy tool when you just need to do some quick fixes. Now there's normally a ton of other ways I always suggest, as opposed to diving headfirst and using the erase tool to get more accurate results. But just to kind of demonstrate just what the erase tool does, it's really easy to get your head around. If I want to just basically erase this background and just have the seagull, now normally you'd mask it. I'm going to talk about masking a little later on because it's a little bit more complex. But all you need to do is again select the erase tool, again choose a various type of brush, get right or to the size that you want relevant to the picture, and you can just start erasing that information off that specific layer. Now I'm just going to kind of quickly carry on here and just show you the kind of things that you can do. So again, not necessarily how you do this subject that I'm doing. I'm just going to copy and paste that to this image, and you can see, right, it's got this nasty little blue background still, so I can just carry on going and just very quickly start taking out various aspects of it. Of course, I can zoom right in, lower the size of the brush a little bit, and then start really fine-tuning it. Now normally I suggest, if you were doing this technique, I'd suggest using the mask tool, because what the mask tool does, a bit like using the history brush, is that you can very quickly start putting on or back on some of the information that you've just removed. You can do various things like holding shift down to draw lines, but you can very quickly see it's a very handy tool if you just need to quickly delete various parts of the picture. Now, as opposed to doing the entire bird like that, Photoshop has given us another handy tool. If you can head on back over here, we've got the background eraser tool. And this is going to be a far easier way now of actually removing the background and just inserting the text. So if you see this little plus sign, that's going to pick up the background. And if we just now click and hold, it'll automatically delete the background, leaving the rest of the bird intact. So if you imagine how much time that's going to save, it's going to be absolutely incredible. You guys are spoiled if you're just getting into Photoshop. When I first started learning Photoshop years and years ago, we could have only dreamt of tools like this, and we'd have had to have done it all completely manually. Now I'm not going to do the whole bird, obviously, because that will take too long, but you can see how quickly that is now just bringing out the bird, getting rid of the background. Whereas if I move the plus over the bird, you can see it's going to start taking some of that images away. So you can just keep on going, making sure that wherever you put your brush, you've got the plus on the actual background that you want to remove. Of course, you can make the brush a little bit bigger, just so you can speed up things a lot quicker. And you can very quickly then, using this technique, start cutting out backgrounds without spending too much time worrying. Now again, there's other ways that you can do this. You can mask the bird if you want, but I still think that actually takes longer than doing this technique. And normally what I like to do is, once I've got the majority of the background cut out, now this is going to be a bit awkward, I'm not going to dwell too much on it for this tutorial. You can see that sometimes, because you do have the background tool selected, it doesn't quite pick up all of the actual image. So once, for the argument's sake, I've kind of done the majority, it's worth then just heading back on over to the eraser tool and just getting rid of some of the bits that you kind of left throughout, just to get a nice cleaner bird. So very simple to do, very powerful tool, lots of applications. Again, you can use it for cutting out backgrounds, enhancing images, copying heads off more complex. It's very accurate, the tool, once you start kind of having a play around with it, and you can very quickly see how you can make nice little images using other images and just removing the backgrounds and just playing about with it. Okay, so before I go, I'm going to show you the last part of the eraser tool, and this is the magic eraser tool. Now, what you're about to see, you're going to think, well, why didn't I just show you this at the beginning? Now, if I did, then you wouldn't have been able to do the fine tuning which you need to do at the end. Now, I've picked a really cool, clean, obvious image that's perfect for this tutorial, and I'm just going to use the, as I said, the magic eraser tool. I'm going to one click and it just automatically sucks out the background, which does all the work for you, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, that works because obviously that image is very simple to do. What you can do if you're working on more of a complex image, you then obviously go back in and you use the other eraser tools just to delete and erase the various bits that you don't need. So hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you in another one.